Sir, I'm gonna need you to stand up now.
Sorry, what's the problem?
You fit the description. Hands where I can see them.
Officer, I'm just having my coffee before work.
Okay,
I
sure.
think it's for what kind of work?
Government.
Right.
Stand up.
Officer Ryan Daniels had no idea what he just walked into. In the next 6 hours, his badge would be taken away. His department would face a federal investigation. 14 officers would be put on leave, including his captain. The quiet man in the gray hoodie, Senior Special Agent Marcus Thompson, a 12-year FBI veteran. He worked in the Civil Rights Division. For 8 months, Agent Thompson had been gathering evidence on this exact police department. He was looking into racial profiling and unlawful stops. He was the lead investigator on a secret case called Operation Clean Badge. And the body camera on Officer Daniels' chest, it was recording everything. Before I continue, let me ask you, have you ever been treated unfairly by someone in power? Drop your answer in the comments. But Officer Daniels had no idea who he was putting in handcuffs that morning. Marcus James Thompson was 41 years old. He had been an FBI agent for 12 years. Before that, he was a civil rights lawyer. He went to Howard University Law School. He finished at the top of his class at FBI training. Marcus grew up in South Seattle. His dad worked at the post office. His mom was a nurse. As a teenager, he got stopped by police for no reason, more than once. That changed him. Now here is the part that makes this story even bigger. Marcus was not just any FBI agent. He was the lead investigator on a secret case. The case was called Operation Clean Badge. The FBI was looking at 7 police departments in Washington state. They were checking for racism and cover-ups. The Westbrook Police Department was number 4 on his list. For months, Marcus had been building a case against them. He had files, he had witness statements, he had complaints that were never looked into. On this Tuesday morning, March 14, 2025, Marcus was just having coffee. He came to Peak Street Coffee almost every day. The staff knew his order: large black coffee, extra shot. He was dressed casual, gray hoodie, jeans, sneakers. He looked like anyone else. He was waiting to meet someone who worked inside the police department, a whistleblower. Now let us talk about the officer. Ryan Daniels was 34 years old. He had been a cop for 6 years, and he had a reputation, not a good one. In the past 4 years, 17 people had filed complaints against him. 16 of those people were black or Hispanic. Every single complaint was thrown out. No one ever looked into them. Let me give you some examples. In 2022, he stopped a black surgeon outside a hospital. The doctor was walking to his car after a long shift. Daniels said he matched a description. He held the doctor for 45 minutes. No charges. The complaint was dismissed. That surgeon later said he felt humiliated. He said he wondered if his medical degree meant nothing because of his skin color. A small moment of support came later. His hospital wrote a letter backing him up, but nothing happened to Daniels. In 2023, Daniels pulled over the same Hispanic family 3 times in 1 month. They lived in that neighborhood. He said they were driving suspiciously. He never gave them a ticket. The complaint was dismissed. In 2024, he stopped a black real estate agent. She was showing homes in a nice area. He asked her to prove she belonged there. The complaint was dismissed. And here is the thing. He had done this before at this exact coffee shop. The year before, he told a black college student to leave. The owner asked Daniels to leave instead. The staff had a nickname for him. They called him Badge Bully. 17 complaints, 0 consequences until now. Type accountability in the comments if you think that is wrong. It was Tuesday, March 14, 2025. The time was 8:17 in the morning. Peak Street Coffee is a small shop in downtown Westbrook, Washington. It has brick walls and local art, 12 tables, big windows in the front. You can see everything from the street. The morning rush was slowing down. Jazz music played softly. Rain tapped on the windows. The smell of fresh coffee filled the room. 7 customers were inside. Marcus Thompson sat at his usual corner table by the window. His laptop was open. He had one earbud in. He was reading case files. Jamie Chen was the shift manager. She had worked there for 4 years. Destiny Williams was behind the counter. She had been there for 2 years. They both knew Marcus. A nurse named Elena had just finished her night shift. She was drinking tea. An accountant named David was working on his laptop. A retired teacher named Sarah was reading the newspaper. Then Officer Daniels walked in. He was not on a call. There was no report of a crime. He just walked in. He looked around. He walked past 4 white customers. Then he went straight to Marcus. His hand was already on his belt. Jamie saw him coming. She knew that walk. She had seen him do this before. Same look, same type of customer. If stories like this matter to you, hit that subscribe button. On now. At 8:17, Marcus was just a man having coffee. By 8:23, he would be in handcuffs. Daniels stood over Marcus. He did not give his name. You fit the description of a suspect. Marcus stayed calm. What suspect? What am I suspected of? That's not your concern. Stand up. Officer, I've been here for an hour. I haven't done anything. Daniels leaned closer. Are you refusing a lawful order? I'm asking what I'm being detained for. I don't have to tell you that. Stand up now. Marcus stood slowly. He kept his hands where Daniels could see them. I'm cooperating. Can you at least tell me? Turn around, hands behind your back. Marcus tried one more time. Officer, I work for the federal government. My credentials are in my jacket pocket. Daniels laughed. Sure you do. Left inside pocket, just check. I'll check what I want to check when I want to check it. The cuffs clicked shut. I'm asking you to verify my identity before this goes further. And I'm telling you to shut up and comply. Your body camera is on. You should check my credentials. Daniels got angry. Don't tell me how to do my job. What's your badge number, officer? You'll find out when you're processed. I need your supervisor here. You don't need anything. You're under arrest for obstruction. Obstruction of what? I'm handcuffed and cooperating. Obstruction of me doing my job. Now other people started speaking up. Jamie stepped forward. Officer, he's a regular. He's here every morning. He hasn't done anything. Elena put down her tea. I've been watching the whole time. He was just on his laptop. David already had his phone out. He was recording. This doesn't seem right, officer. Daniels pointed at them. Everyone back. This is police business. He tightened the cuffs. Hard. He pushed Marcus toward the door. Marcus stumbled. His coffee spilled on the floor. Sarah, the retired teacher, stood up. That's too much. He's not even fighting back. Ma'am, I won't tell you again. Back off. 4 cameras were now recording. The shop security camera, David's phone, Elena's phone, and Daniel's own body camera. But wait, there is more to this. In about 90 seconds, everything would change. Let me know in the comments what you think should happen to Officer Daniels. At 8:26, a police car pulled up outside. Sergeant Patricia Okonkwo got out. She was not called there. She was just passing by. She saw the crowd at the window. She walked in. Daniels, what's going on here? Daniels looked up. Got one matching the description from the gas station robbery, being difficult. What description? Daniels paused. Black male, grey hoodie. Okonkwo looked at him. That's it. Did you run his ID? He claims he's federal. I didn't buy it. Claims, did you check? Silence. Okonkwo walked over to Marcus. She spoke calmly. Sir, I apologize for the confusion. May I check your identification? Marcus nodded. Left inside jacket pocket, FBI credentials. She reached in. She pulled out a badge and ID card. The color left her face. Daniels removed the cuffs. Now. Sarge he was. Now Daniels. The cuffs came off. Okonkwo picked up her radio. "Dispatch, I need Captain Briggs at Peak Street Coffee immediately. We have a situation." Then Marcus spoke. His voice was calm, but his words hit hard. "Senior Special Agent Marcus Thompson, FBI Civil Rights Division, Seattle Field Office." Daniels went pale. Marcus kept going. "I'm going to need your badge number, officer, and I'll need a copy of that body camera footage." This is the part that makes this story unforgettable. Remember what Marcus was doing at that coffee shop? He was waiting to meet a whistleblower, someone from inside the Westbrook Police Department, someone who wanted to expose corruption. And what was on his laptop? Case files on the Westbrook Police Department, on officers just like Daniels. Officer Daniels had just handcuffed the man who was investigating his own department, while that man was reading a file about officers like him. The witnesses started talking. Jamie said, I told him Marcus comes here every day. He didn't care." Elena said, "He didn't even ask what he supposedly did, just went straight to stand up." David held up his phone. "I have the whole thing on video, all of it." Sarah shook her head. "I was a teacher for 35 years. That wasn't policing, that was harassment." Now Daniels tried to explain. "There was a bolo, a bulletin, I thought." Okonkwo checked the system. "There's no bolo matching that description, Daniels." "I must have heard it wrong on the radio." "We'll pull your radio log." Daniels' hands started shaking. He turned to Marcus. "Sir, I apologize, I was just doing my..." Marcus cut him off. "Please don't speak to me directly, officer. You can address your statements to your supervisor and your union representative. You're going to need one." A moment of relief came when Jamie brought Marcus a fresh cup of coffee. On the house, he thanked her with a small smile. But the damage was done. By 8:34 a.m., Officer Daniels knew he had made a terrible mistake, but he still did not know the worst part. He did not know about Operation Clean Badge. He did not know his department was already being investigated. And he did not know that in 6 hours, federal agents would raid his police station. Type karma in the comments if you saw this coming. Things moved fast after that. At 8:41 a.m., Captain Harold Briggs arrived. At 8:43, an internal affairs officer showed up. At 8:52, 2 FBI agents came from the Seattle office. Then at 9:15, something big happened. The assistant special agent in charge arrived. Her name was Monica Reynolds. She was Marcus Thompson's boss. She came personally. Reynolds walked up to Captain Briggs. "Captain, we are taking over this case." Briggs frowned. "On what grounds?" "A federal agent was unlawfully detained. This is now a federal civil rights matter." Briggs' face changed. He knew what that meant. The investigation started right there in the coffee shop. They reviewed the body camera footage on the spot. They collected statements from every witness. They pulled Daniels' dashcam video. They asked for his radio logs. Here is what the radio logs showed. There was no bulletin matching Marcus's description. No one reported a suspect in a gray hoodie. Daniels made it up. Then they looked at Daniels' record. 17 complaints, all dismissed. Captain Briggs had personally protected Daniels 4 times. Daniels tried to defend himself. He said he matched a bolo description, but there was no bolo. He said Marcus was being uncooperative, but the body camera showed Marcus complied with every order. He said Marcus refused to identify himself, but Marcus told him twice he was federal and asked him to check. He said it was a standard stop, but he walked past 4 white customers to get to the only black man in the shop. Every lie fell apart. The decisions came fast. Daniels' badge was taken. He was put on leave pending a federal investigation. His body camera footage was marked as federal evidence. All of his past complaints were unsealed. They were sent to the FBI. Captain Briggs was told his decisions were now under federal review. Daniels tried different things. First, denial. This is a misunderstanding. I was doing my job. Then anger. You're going to ruin my career over one mistake. Then desperation. I have a family. I have 10 years to pension. An FBI agent looked at him. You should have thought about that before you cuffed a federal agent without cause. By 10 a.m., Daniels was gone from the scene. By 11 a.m., the FBI had all of Westbrook PD's complaint files. By noon, they had a warrant. And by 2 p.m., something happened that had never happened in the department's 67-year history. Federal agents raided the Westbrook Police Department headquarters. If you want to see more stories about justice being served, hit subscribe right now. While the FBI was getting ready to raid the police station, something else was happening online. Remember David, the accountant who recorded everything on his phone? At 9:47 a.m., he posted his video on Twitter. His caption said, "Just watched a cop arrest an FBI agent at my coffee shop because he was black." By 10:30 a.m., it had 15,000 views. By 11:15 a.m., it had 89,000 views. The hashtag Westbrook PD started trending in Washington state. By noon, it had 340,000 views. A local news station picked it up. By 2:30 p.m., it had 1.2 million views. Someone leaked the name Operation Clean Badge. The hashtag went national. By 6 p.m., 4.7 million views. CNN, MSNBC, and Fox were all covering it. By midnight, 11.3 million views across all platforms. News stations in other countries were talking about it. The comments poured in. One person wrote, "He told him twice he was federal. The cop didn't care. This is what we mean by profiling." Another said, "That officer walked past everyone else and went straight to him. Disgusting." A retired police officer commented, 30 years on the job. This isn't policing. This is ego with a badge. A law professor wrote, "This is a textbook Fourth Amendment violation, and he did it on camera to an FBI agent." The police department put out a statement at 4:30 p.m. "Officer has been placed on leave. We take all complaints seriously." People did not buy it. The replies were brutal. "You dismissed 17 complaints from this guy. Now you take it seriously." Daniel's wife deleted all his social media accounts. His union said he deserved due process. Anonymous friends told the news he was a good guy who made a mistake. Nobody believed it. Within hours, all of his previous complaints were public. People found the surgeon. They found the real estate agent. They found the college student. The story was everywhere. This video was shared millions of times. Share this video if you think others need to see this. And comment below, what would you do if this happened to you? 3 days later, on March 17th, 2025, it happened. At 6 a.m., 40 FBI agents showed up at Westbrook Police Department headquarters. They had a search warrant. They took 6 years of complaint files. They took internal emails. They took training records. They found things that shocked even the FBI. 247 complaints had been dismissed without investigation over 5 years. 73% of those complaints came from Black or Hispanic people. They found email chains. Officers were talking about how to make complaints go away. Captain Briggs had personally stepped in to protect problem officers. Some body camera footage was missing. Some reports had been changed. This was not just one bad cop. This was a system. 14 officers were put on leave, including Captain Briggs. Now here come the consequences, and they were big. Officer Daniels faced federal charges. He was charged with violating someone's civil rights under color of law. That is a federal crime. He was also charged with lying because he made up the Bolo story. The state charged him too, unlawful detention, filing a false report. You want to know what happened to him? In September 2025, Daniels pleaded guilty to the federal civil rights charge. His sentence was 18 months in federal prison, 3 years of supervised release after that, and he can never be a police officer again, anywhere. Captain Briggs was charged with obstruction and conspiracy. He is still waiting for trial. 3 other officers were charged with civil rights violations from the bigger investigation. The internal affairs officer quit. He made a deal to help the FBI. But that is not all. In June 2025, a lawsuit was filed, not just for Marcus, for all of Daniels' previous victims. 19 people joined the case: the surgeon, the real estate agent, the college student, the Hispanic family, all of them. In November 2025, the city settled. The total was $6.2 million. The city paid $4.8 million. The police union insurance paid $1.4 million. Individual payments ranged from $89,000 to $670,000. The department was put under federal oversight, a consent decree, they call it. The FBI watches everything they do now. They had to retrain every officer. They created an independent review board, and they hired a new police chief, the first black police chief in the city's history. Officer Daniels is currently serving his sentence at a federal prison in Oregon. He will get out in 2027. He will never wear a badge again. In November 2025, after the settlement was announced, Marcus Thompson held a press conference. He stood at a podium at the FBI Seattle office. He looked tired, but his voice was strong. When those cuffs went on, he said, I felt something I hadn't felt since I was 16, helpless, invisible, guilty until proven innocent. He paused. And I'm an FBI agent. I had credentials, I had backup, I had resources. What about everyone who does? He talked about his job. In 12 years investigating civil rights cases, I've heard hundreds of stories just like mine. The difference is, mine got recorded, mine got believed, most don't. He thought about what could have happened differently. He said Officer Daniels could have just asked a question, could have treated him like a citizen, could have checked his ID before going straight to handcuffs. Then he spoke to the public. To anyone who's been stopped, harassed, or humiliated for how you look, I see you, your experience is real, and you deserved better. He also had a message for good officers. Help us fix this, speak up, don't cover for the ones who make you all look bad. He talked about what he wants: a national database of problem officers, an end to qualified immunity which protects bad cops from being sued, better training, independent oversight. He ended with this: I didn't become an FBI agent to arrest cops. I became one because I believe in justice, real justice, the kind that doesn't depend on the color of your skin or the letters on your badge. That morning at Peak Street Coffee, Officer Daniels saw a black man. He should have seen a citizen. We all deserve to be seen as citizens first. This case is bigger than one officer or one department. Studies show black Americans are 5 times more likely to be stopped without cause than white Americans. Only 8% of police complaints nationally lead to any discipline. Marcus Thompson had power. He had an FBI badge. He had cameras. He had attention. Most victims have none of that. That is what needs to change. Everyone deserves the same treatment, not just people with badges. So let me ask you, do we accept a system where you need an FBI badge to be treated with respect? Do we wait for the next viral video to demand change, or do we fix things now? Do we keep paying millions in settlements with tax money while the officers who did wrong face nothing? Because if we do not fix how complaints are handled, if we do not stop the cover-ups, if we do not demand honesty, then we are just waiting for the next Officer Daniels, the next unlawful arrest, the next department that protects its own instead of the public. Marcus Thompson was lucky. He had a badge, a law degree, and cameras rolling, most people do not. Here is the twist nobody expected. The whistleblower Marcus was supposed to meet that morning. They still came forward. Their testimony helped bring down 14 officers. Sometimes justice finds a way. Comment below if you believe police complaints should be reviewed by outside agencies, not other cops. If you think stories like this matter, hit that subscribe button. We are going to keep exposing these cases. We are going to keep demanding better. This is not just about one cop in Washington or one FBI agent in a coffee shop. It is about who we protect, who we believe, what kind of system we accept. The question is, what are you going to do about it? See you in the next one.